Welcome, class, to my discussion of the fourth of the four P's, promotion. So we've looked at three items that make up this magical marketing mix that every successful business needs to have in the correct amount. The first is a product, being a good or a service. The second is a place of business, even if that's on the internet. The third is a price that customers are willing to pay that also makes the business money and allows it to be self-sustaining. And the fourth one is promotion. So there we go. So a business has to promote itself in some fashion. Otherwise, customers don't know that it exists. And there are various promotional methods: advertising, sales promotion, personal selling, and direct marketing. There are also promotional objectives, such as increasing customer knowledge about your business or products and services, increasing your market share by driving sales, communicating with customers, certainly in a period like the one that we have right now. Businesses that have had to close need to stay in constant contact with customers about when they think they're reopening. Encouraging purchasing and developing customer loyalty, loyal customers that keep coming back and refer their friends. So, in simple terms, promotion involves the use of marketing and advertising to tell customers about your business and its product or service, usually in an effort to increase sales. Advertising is one of the most important aspects of promoting a product or service, but it can also be very expensive. The key to effective advertising is making sure that it's done in the right place at the right time, where your target customers are going to see it, hear it, and then come into your business to buy goods and services. Where could you advertise? Well, depending on how much money you have, and this is a really critical aspect for smaller businesses, there are many options available. But you need to choose the ones that are most appropriate for your business. Again, that price tag is very important. So one option would be television or radio. You can reach a very large audience very, very fast. And you can target your advertising at particular types of customers. However, it can be very expensive. Newspaper and magazines, you could place adverts in national or local newspapers. Some adverts can even be placed free of charge. There may be free publications delivered in your local area that you can advertise in. So newspapers and magazines. Newspapers have a pretty short shelf life, usually about a day. Magazines can be a bit longer, usually either a week or a month. Transport. And we do have some advertising on stagecoach buses locally, but it's inside the bus. If you go to London, you see this huge billboards on the outsides of the double-decker buses. So transport is an option. The trains, buses, tube in London. So various forms of transport have a captive audience, sometimes even inside taxi cabs. Word of mouth, very, very effective form of advertising, as it relies on one customer telling another customer that they liked your product or service. And it's free as long as you do good business. So word of mouth spreads quickly. If customers have a bad experience, it can hurt your business very quickly. If the customers have a good experience, it can really help your business very quickly as well. Next, flyers and leaflets. Certainly, we're seeing an awful lot of those delivered to our homes these days, given the lockdown situation. And they can be a very cheap form of advertising, and they can target a specific area very, very succinctly. And the internet, which you probably know more about than me, to be honest. Fastest growing form of advertising. It's global in its reach, and it can be relatively inexpensive. So definitely an emerging form of advertising there. So there are additional promotions methods alongside advertising activities. Organizations can use other promotional methods to raise awareness and publicity of their products and services. And you can go through and take a look at these other forms of promotions. There are sales promotions. Sales promotions are used to persuade potential customers to buy a particular product or service. This is a short-term strategy to boost sales. So examples of sales promotions include price reductions, money off or discount vouchers, competitions, free gifts, loyalty cards, free samples of new products. While sales promotions can be an effective way of achieving a quick increase in sales, the sales effect may only be short-term. In other words, customers may come to expect regular promotions and move elsewhere when the promotions come to an end. I wish that the broadband providers would learn this lesson, because it seems that if you're not on a promotion, you're paying the highest rate. Personal selling. Personal selling involves communicating face-to-face with potential customers in order to sell them a product or service. As this is a face-to-face method, the attitude and appearance of the salesperson is just as important as their ability to inform and encourage the customer to buy the product or service. They are dressing to impress the customer, to represent your business. So personal selling is most often used in the following areas. Products with higher prices, such as cars, usually get a personal sales touch. Products with complex features that may need to be explained or demonstrated. So this could include technical equipment such as household appliances, computers, etc. And products that customers may want to try before they buy, such as makeup and perfume. And direct marketing. So the term direct marketing refers to a range of activities that an organization may use in order to make contact with potential customers or repeat customers and promote products and services. The aim of direct marketing is to identify groups of customers who could potentially buy the organization's product or service based on key factors such as where they live, where they shop, and what they are interested in, and then target those potential customers with marketing communications in an attempt to turn them into actual customers. So there are three main forms of direct marketing. These are direct mail. It involves sending out promotional materials through the post. Email marketing, sending of emails, and this is now quite a hot topic area because businesses have in the past abused this privilege, and so data privacy limits the amount of time that they can hold on to customer information, such as an email address. So they must use it wisely and also seek out the customer's preferences before sending them promotional materials. And lastly, telemarketing. This involves phone calls, sales phone calls. You may have heard your parents complaining about cold calling, for example. But the best form of telemarketing probably takes place to existing customers. It's a soft sell, it's a follow up to make sure they're satisfied with whatever product or service they purchased and to see if they're interested in other things that meet their needs. So, continuing on promotional activities, public relations. So public relations has to do with shaping an organization's image or a business's brand in the marketplace over the internet, um, through the newspaper, through press releases, etc. And it's also done now through the internet, managing your internet presence and making sure that it's as positive as possible. Sponsorship is another way that you know very, very well from the internet. Sponsorship combined with an internet approach where someone endorses a product, for example, such as trainers, can be very, very effective indeed in securing a rapid number of sales. So there are some links for you to explore, and you can follow along on iAchieve. I'm session 2 of Unit 1, and I'm on page 13 right now. So click on the links below to explore some interesting case studies showing the use of marketing mix in a real business context. And you've got some real well-known companies to work with there. So take a look at those. So when planning promotional activities, an organization may have different objectives that they would like to achieve. Can you think of any examples of promotional objectives? So what objectives do you think a company may want to achieve? And I will let you work on that, and I'll play a little musical interlude while you do.
Marketing is how I see you. Marketing is how you see me. So let's get off on the right foot, right? The problem with the fact is they all about the image. I'm a lyrical physician, integrated vision, dedicated intuition. I do it, I don't wish it. Initiate the mission, execute it with precision and a whole lot of rhythm. Don't ever tell a lie, that's an automatic given. On the fly, don't lie. It takes just a second to own your whole life's living. Be the one to listen, that's an executive decision. Remember the 4 P's, excuse me, that wasn't supposed to happen, but it did. Now let's get back to business, alright? Let me break it down. First you need the product, then you find a place. So you sell it for a price that'll get you free promotion. First you need the product, then you find a place. Sell it for a price that'll earn you free promotion. 4 P's of marketing: product, place, price, and promotion.
Okay. So let's see what you came up with. So an organization's promotional objectives will usually be determined by its overall goals and strategies. In general, the main objectives linked to promotional activities will be to increase customer awareness and knowledge of the organization and its products and services, to increase market share by attracting new customers, To increase sales by encouraging existing customers to buy more of the product or service, to communicate with customers about significant events, and to build customer loyalty. So, for example, a brand new organization will use promotion to introduce the organization, raise awareness of its products and services, and encourage customers to try them out. Meanwhile, a well-known organization with established products will use promotional methods, but the focus will be on maintaining sales and staying ahead of competitors. So these are some of the promotional objectives that we've just talked about in a bit more detail. To build awareness, new organizations and established organizations with new products will use promotion to tell customers about what the organization has to offer in order to build awareness amongst customers and increase their knowledge of the organization and its products and services. To create interest, particularly if it's something brand new or revolutionary, we need to inform customers as to what it is that we're doing. So the next step is then to make the customer interested in buying the product and service. The main challenge here is convincing customers that they need the product, the service. This will encourage them to consider buying the product. So you've got to create the need in the customer. Provide information. Here it will be very much, a lot of businesses will be communicating when they'll be reopening after the pandemic has passed through. But other things in more normal times, promotional information may focus on features and benefits of a product, particularly if it's new. Organizations can use promotional information to provide direct comparisons with competitors' products in an attempt to stand out to customers as being the preferred product, so gain that competitive advantage. To increase demand. Demand may have slowed for a particular product or service, so promoting it drives more customers, new customers buying a new product from a new organization, and existing customers buying more products from a well-known organization, and new customers buying products from a well-known organization as well. So increasing demand. And to build loyalty. Businesses rely very, very heavily on the loyalty that their customers show to them. And building that loyalty through consistent messaging in your promotional activities is crucial. Okay, so a key point here, you will find that there's a difference in the promotional objectives between for-profit and not-for-profit organizations. A for-profit organization will always seek to use promotional methods in order to increase sales. However, a not-for-profit organization, such as a charity, and we've seen a lot of those on the television lately, will use promotion to encourage customers to donate money, or the health service may create promotional messages aimed at encouraging people to change behaviors such as social isolation as well. So the messaging is going to be different based on whether it's a for-profit or a not-for-profit organization. So there is a suggested activity for you to do. It's suggesting that you visit a local supermarket and try to identify as many different examples of the marketing mix as possible. However, only go if you need supplies, please. And really supposed to only be one person at a time. So probably now is not the time for this activity. So I'm going to skip it. And I will cover with you the worksheets. So, worksheet 25. What you're doing here is you're listing the advantages and disadvantages of each method of advertising. And think here about how much it costs, who it reaches, how controllable it is. And that will certainly help you fill out those boxes. So question 2, a promotion is a short-term method to boost sales. You have been tasked with planning a promotion for the Chomp Bar. You can choose from one of the following promotion methods. You can competitions, 2-for-1 offers, free samples, coupons, point of sale displays, free gifts, e.g. comes with a free toy. Point of sales display is just something that goes right where the product sits in the aisle to drive attention to it. So which of these methods are you going to use for the Chomp Bar? And more importantly, why? Then find 3 examples of each of these. Personal selling, that's when someone's face-to-face, which could also be Zoom, I suppose, could be a form of personal selling. And direct marketing, that's that you either get an email, you get possibly a text also, that would be a form of direct marketing, or a telephone call, or a piece in the mail. So come up with 3 examples of each of those. The direct marketing things, you should be able to find plenty of things that are arriving at your house, particularly deliveries. Delivery type items are very, very big right now. So that shouldn't be too hard to do. And that's all you have to do for worksheet 25. Worksheet 26. What I want you to do is to find 3 adverts. Advert 1, advert 2, and advert 3. And decide which of these each advert is promoting. So you can overwrite the advert with what it is that you found. And then question 2, which promotional method is most likely to achieve the promotional objective? And it may meet more than one, so be ready to draw multiple lines. Now, to insert shapes, insert shapes, and then if you want to draw an arrow, it's the 3rd one along, and it's just starting point and ending point, and there's a, well, near perfect arrow, I suppose. So that's an example of how you insert those lines. And then find one example of a promotional material used by direct marketing and one example of a promotional material used for personal selling. And it's asking you to cut and paste them here. If you find something online, there is a tool that we have at school called the snip tool, which is simply Windows Shift S. And then it will just display whatever you want to display. Whatever's on your screen can be cut out. So we'll put me in there as an example. Okay. And now I am obviously not a good example here, but I just did that to show you how easy it is. It sounds like there's a lot of work involved in this, but you should be able to attach it fairly quickly if you can get the image on your screen. Now remember, direct marketing is telemarketing, email or text, or a phone call. Personal selling is face-to-face, always face-to-face. Okay? And that is it. So I do want to reference, a lot of you are making great progress from home. on these sessions, and I really appreciate it. And some really fabulous work is coming in, much better in many cases than what I saw in the classroom. So I'm really delighted with that. I do ask you to remember the extension tasks. They are in your work folder, which if you're using folder without the E, what you do is you go into student files and you'll find it at the end of all of the worksheets. But the extension tasks really help you to hone your exam skills, which you'll be needing in a couple of years. And the exam for business is essay. It's got very little multiple choice. Only 10% is multiple choice. The rest is short and long form essay answers. So that's why I really want you focused on those extension tasks, particularly those of you who are going for a merit or a distinction, because it will really help you get that sorted and give you some good practice. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Worksheets 25 and 26 are due a week from this Friday. That is it for the assignments for now. Thanks so much and have a wonderful day. Bye now.